The Frog Prince. Long ago, a princess lived with her father in a palace surrounded by woods. When it was hot outside, the princess would walk into the shade of the forest and sit by a pond. There she would play with her favorite toy, a golden ball. One day, the ball slipped from her hand and fell to the bottom of the pond. "My beautiful golden ball," she sobbed. An ugly speckled frog popped his head out of the water. "Why are you crying?" he croaked. "I've dropped my precious golden ball into the water," she cried. "Well, what will you give me if I get it for you?" asked the frog. "You may have my jewels," sobbed the unhappy princess. "I don't need those," said the frog. "If you promise to care for me and be my friend, let me share food from your plate and sleep on your pillow, then I will bring back your golden ball." "I promise," said the princess. But she thought to herself, "He's only a silly old frog. I won't do any of those things." When the frog returned with the ball, she snatched it from him and ran back to the palace. That evening, the princess was having dinner with her father when there was a knock at the door. When the princess opened the door, she was horrified to find the frog sitting there. She slammed the door and hurried back to the table. "Who was that?" asked the king. "Oh, just a frog," replied the princess. "What does a frog want with you?" asked the puzzled king. The princess told her father about the promise she had made. "Princesses always keep their promises," insisted the king. "Let the frog in and make him welcome." As soon as the frog hopped through the door, he asked to be lifted up into the princess's plate. When the frog saw the look of disgust on the princess's face, he sang, "Princess, princess, fair and sweet, you made a special vow to be my friend and share your food, so don't forget it now." The king was annoyed to see his daughter acting so rudely. "This frog helped you," he said, "and now you must keep your promise to him." For the rest of the day, the frog followed the princess everywhere she went. She hoped that he would go back to his pond when it was time for bed, but when darkness fell, the frog yawned and said, "I am tired. Take me to your room and let me sleep on your pillow." The princess was horrified. "No, I won't," she said rudely. "Go back to your pond and leave me alone." The frog patiently sang, "Princess, princess, fair and sweet, you made a special vow to be my friend and share your food, so don't forget it now." Reluctantly, the princess took the frog to her room. She couldn't bear the thought of sleeping next to him, so she put him on the floor. Then she climbed into her bed and she went to sleep. After a while, the frog jumped up onto the bed. "It's drafty on the floor. Let me sleep on your pillow," he said. The sleepy princess felt more annoyed than ever. She picked up the frog and hurled him across the room. But when she saw him lying dazed and helpless on the floor, she was suddenly filled with pity. "Oh, you poor darling," she cried, and she picked him up and kissed him. Suddenly, the frog transformed into a handsome young prince. "Sweet princess," he cried, "I was bewitched, and your tender kiss has broken the curse." The prince and princess soon fell in love and were married. They often walked into the shady forest together and sat by the pond, tossing the golden ball back and forth and smiling at how they met. The end. We have so much more to learn. Be blessed.